Hi, I'm Maro Twal, the Communications and Marketing Manager at the Jersey City Free Public Library's Communications and Marketing Department.
Hello, I'm Timothy Decker, the Jersey City Free Public Library's Production and Data Coordinator. And this is JC Bigfoot, our big blue friend. JC is our library ambassador for all things awesome.
The Jersey City Free Public Library has 12 locations, a bookmobile, 160 plus staff, a $16 million budget, and serves a population of nearly 300,000 people. We're here to give you tips on how to enhance your library's impact through brand marketing and how Mascot can help improve your visibility in the community at outreach events.
Ooh, are you filming?
We are, but what's going on?
We have to get these boxes to the next outreach event.
Peep, 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 peep.
Yes, Peep, we'll spread the joy of library love across the city.
Okay, have fun and let us know how it goes.
Will do, Maro. We'll report back later.
Say hi to all of our outreach staff for us.
We will.
Stay hydrated. Just a normal day at the Jersey City Free Public Library. Where was I?
You are about to talk about brand marketing.
Thanks. Let's start with the definition of brand marketing. Brand marketing is the strategic process of establishing and growing a relationship between a library and patrons by promoting the overall identity, values, and story of the library rather than focusing on individual programs, collections, or services. Simply put, brand marketing is all about selling the big picture. The goal is to create a unique, compelling identity, fostering emotional connection and loyalty with your audience. We are surrounded by brand marketing. Just think of your favorite sports team or brand. Odds are you have some of their swag, a shirt, a hat, a keychain, a water bottle, tech tattoo. Brand marketing is all about the art of creating fans. Our goal is to create fans of the library. So how does it work? Brand marketing focuses on building public awareness, trust, and emotional connection with the community members who will become or are your patrons. Brand marketing supports your outreach efforts by giving your library a distinct and recognizable presence in the community. Brand marketing emphasizes building a relationship over time with current and potential patrons, partners, and stakeholders. When your library consistently uses the same welcoming tone and visual style at every event, people will associate that look and feel with trustworthy library service. Brand marketing blends that trust with color, logo, swag, and coordinated apparel to inspire people to use the library. Here are some suggestions to help brand your library while you are making valuable connections and lasting impressions. Host a table at a farmer's market. Make sure your materials are on brand. That means your assets and customer service align with the look and values you want to promote. You want to be recognized as library staff even before you introduce yourself. Create a campaign like Books in the Park with branded t-shirts, banners, and takeaway materials. Set up a book giveaway of weeded material, including a branded bookmark or sticker sheet in each book, or offer a branded bag or tote. Or take advantage of your library's vehicles to support your outdoor pop-up events. Bookmobiles are wonderful tools for brand marketing since they almost always reflect various aspects of the library, like library colors. Create branded giveaways and swag. Pop-up events can be about anything and are good for generating social media content, allowing patrons to connect with the library's identity online. We currently even have a library going under renovations. These renovations have been delayed. They've sparked rumors it may close, amongst many others. To reestablish the image of the library in the neighborhood, we rolled out the Bookmobile for a pop-up event where people met library staff, local politicians, and even JC Bigfoot. We gave away swag bag for children and adults and explained the state of the project. Everyone who stopped by left with a good impression of the library and a little bit of pro-library swag. Brand marketing.
Brand? I love brand. It's so healthy, and brand is flavorless and heart smart and full of fiber. And beige.
Brand, Lisbon. I said brand. B-R-A-N-D. Brand.
I thought we were talking about eating healthy so we can rock out at the Bookmobile and outreach events. Gotta eat healthy and stay hydrated. That and eat cookies.
Cookies? How's that eating healthy?
Look at the time. I'm going to find Orestes and see if he wants to bake cookies. Or muffins. You love brand muffins, right, Maro? Do they need brand muffins?
We're all good, Lisbon. Maybe Tim wants one.
Got it. Orestes, Tim wants brand muffins.
Back to brand marketing, why your library needs it. It's simple. You're competing with other services and their marketing messages. Everyone's consistently bombarded with advertised messages to buy things. Even though libraries don't sell anything, we are still in competition with companies who do. Doesn't matter whether we like it or not. That's how the world works, and libraries need to win the marketing game. Clear branding ensures your presence stands out at events and online. Establishing your brand helps new residents quickly understand who you are and what you do. It also helps create easily memorable experiences. This is where the Bookmobile and outreach events shine. The goal is to have a patron say, "Oh, I remember you at the library trunk or treat. You had a tent and that blue thing. I got my library card." If you need to convince your library leadership to try dipping a toe into brand marketing, here are some prompts that explain the value of a cohesive image.
1.
There is a positive correlation between the brand and visibility in the community. This correlation grows trust.
2.
Branding makes you look organized and attractive, which will garner you more attention from community partners.
3.
Frame branding efforts as a way to future-proof your public relevance. The goal of a good brand is to be memorable. The more the community thinks about the library, the more they will use it. They are far more likely to remember the library if they see it everywhere they go.
Hopefully, none of this is confusing. Remember, our focus is simple. Brand marketing sells the trusted image of the library to everyone in your community. Young and old, short and tall, big and small.
Peep, peep, peep.
Oh, hi, Peep, I didn't see you there.
Peep, peep.
Oh, it is cool to be short and small.
Peep, peep.
Yes, I was going to give some advice about getting your brand marketing rolling.
Peep, 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 peep.
That's right. Start small and build on your successes. In 2019, the entirety of promotions at the Jersey City Free Public Library came from staff making flyers in Microsoft Word and the occasional handmade banner. That was how the library was trying to communicate to nearly 300,000 people representing one of the most diverse populations in the country. There was no marketing department. No one was prepared to tackle the challenge of making the library visible and relevant and trustworthy in the public consciousness. Our library took advantage of the pandemic to reassess and rebuild. Part of that rebuilding process was the onboarding of professionals with skills from other industries: marketing, design, writing, public relations, etc. With staff in place, we started small. Every library starts small. Fortunately, our department started at the same time as our outreach department, which meant we could work as a team and expand our impact in the community. Starting small means making simple decisions.
What are our library colors?
What is our logo?
What fonts do we use?
How ADA compliant are we?
What is our marketing budget? What will it take to build a brand kit?
We made these decisions using the best practices in contemporary marketing to remove barriers and create access for our patrons. The idea was to create a new, cohesive look for the library system and increase our engagement. First, build a brand kit for your staff to refer to. A brand kit is a collection of all the specific brand-related information: your brand colors, your approved fonts, your logos, etc. This way, staff can easily find the information they need when they're making things like flyers and help amplify the image of the library. A brand kit puts the power of marketing in the hands of your staff. On to branded print assets. We started with evergreen assets like brochures, posters, and signage, and information sheets. This meant that no matter what library locations our patrons visited, everything had the same look and feel. And then we branded swag for outreach events. We built a brand kit in Canva so staff could use our colors, logos, and fonts on their flyers, adding another layer of JCFPL vibes to the work they were doing. Once we had branded material, we had training sessions with staff to explain the value of building our brand. We wanted them to understand we weren't trying to make their jobs harder, and that our goal was to make their work more fruitful. Yes, it takes effort from the whole organization to get your branding to work, but the long-term benefits of being more visible in the community help everyone. Like they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. Once you start racking up your small wins, it's possible to go for the medium-sized wins. This is when your brand grows beyond the printed page. One of our most successful medium-sized wins was our branding of the JCFPL outreach equipment. We realized our library didn't have a presence at most large community events. In a city the size of ours, that meant we were missing the chance to talk to literally thousands of people per event. And we wanted to be part of that fun. But if we were going to invest resources to table big events, we had to make sure we were going to be seen and remembered. We designed and purchased a branded tent, tablecloths, and flags so that our outreach staff would stand out from the crowd. Then we added branded swag and our branded brochures and information sheets and flyers. Our outreach staff quickly went from being the new kids on the block to the organization invited to table at events, big and small, throughout the city. Another medium win was the branded apparel for our staff. We gave our staff shirts, backpacks, jackets, hats, scarves, water bottles, socks, notebooks, pens. We never said they had to wear anything. It was not a uniform. These were staff appreciation gifts with library flair. But being marketed people, we designed cool products that were well made, and so it was no surprise when staff simply started to wear everything year-round. So we made more, and they kept wearing it. And suddenly our staff was recognizable. We all looked and felt like we were on the same team. It did not take long for the public to want our apparel as well, and so we just launched an online store supporting our library foundation. Meanwhile, we planned for larger wins. In 2022, we launched our library's first coordinated brand marketing campaign, The Heart of the City. Building a large marketing campaign takes time, planning, research, and support. The goal is to have everything the public sees work together to promote a single message. In this case, your library is in your neighborhood. For us, reaching larger wins involved creating paid advertising inside and on local buses. Our branded bus ads generated nearly 700,000 views. Then we designed branded wraps for our new vehicles. We needed to project the image of a capable organization, and that meant pushing the image of the library as far into the community as possible, supporting our outreach staff with branded materials, giving our staff a relaxed professional look, and making sure our vehicles were crisp and clean. All to give the public a clear vision of what a contemporary library could be. And finally, we took our campaign to another level by designing billboard ads at high traffic areas throughout the city, leading to 1.5 million views. Collectively, at the JCFPL, we improved active card use by 16% in the last 5 years. We've supported the growth of JCFPL Outreach's initiative to provide library cards to students from pre-K to 12th grade, adding more than 6,000 new users to our system in 4 years. We've supported our newly revamped JCFPL Learning Center's mission, helping increase the number of students from 80 to 2,000 in 2 years. And we've supported our programming staff and their 5,000 plus annual events for more than 30,000 patrons. In branding our library, by developing a complete and consistent image, we created a loyal fan base.
Let's take a deeper dive into how brand marketing supports your outreach efforts. In marketing, the biggest question is deceptively complex. Who is in our community? There is always something new to learn about your community. There are many tools from the US Census to your collections data to get you started. Start asking questions and finding answers.
Who lives in your community? How old are they? Where do they work?
Where do they go to school? What's their economic status? What is their education level?
What do they care about? Where are they from? What language do they speak?
What do they associate with your library? Do they need the library? Do they simply like the library? Do they even know where the library is?
As you learn about your community, focus on being consistently present. Brand marketing builds an emotional relationship between the library and the patron. This only happens if the library is at events professionally presenting a welcoming attitude. You need to build a calendar of events and train staff to represent your brand. Research each event and make the connection necessary to be involved. Commonly, this means tabling at your community centers, schools, parks, and public events. But it could also mean finding yourself at concerts, breweries, even banana pudding shops, courtrooms, or even basketball arenas. Creating a recognizable image with your logo, colors, signs, t-shirts, banners, giveaways, vehicles, etc. sells the idea of your library as a trustworthy organization capable of being awesome. Every time you show up, you open that door for patrons to discover the value of the library. Without you, they may never even think about your library. You're doing the hard work. By putting time into creating a recognizable brand, your hard work will lead to a greater impact. Hey Tim, don't you feel like there should be a puppet wandering in about now?
This does feel a little odd, but then again, JC Bigfoot is a cryptozoological animal, and they can be skittish.
That's a good point.
You just have to trust JC will pop up when needed. Managing a Bigfoot is tricky business.
Yes, that gets me to my next point. Gauging success in brand marketing. That's tricky business as well.
Excellent. I'm gonna go see if I can find JC and get ready for the mascot portion of our presentation.
Good luck. In a data-driven world, everyone wants to know if they're getting that vital return on investment. Plus, they want that crucial data yesterday. Because brand marketing is designed to appeal to a broad audience, it is hard to measure. Brand marketing is more like tracking Bigfoot through the forest. You hope to see Bigfoot, even snap a photo, but you're more likely to see a footprint in the mud or some broken branches that tell you Bigfoot has passed by. At best, you get a glimpse of success. With brand marketing, you're looking for trends and qualitative data. You're on the hunt for quotes, mentions, impressions, and community recognition. Here are some quotes we've collected from our outreach staff.
Bigfoot, he's my friend. That's my friend. I follow the library on Instagram.
The library mascot is a fever dream cerulean Bigfoot with inexplicably tiny pupils and a crop top. I pass by the library all the time, but I don't go in. I can't believe I can get ABC Mouse for free. It costs so much all these years.
Bigfoot's fur, 10 out of 10. Would pet again.
You also need to deduce your brand impact from quantitative information. Are more people stopping at your table? Does a visit at the outreach event or Bookmobile turn into a follow-up visit at the library? Is your work leading to more library card signups or program attendance? Are you getting more requests for partnerships? Can you drive traffic to your website and digital resources? As a brand grows, your participation should grow. Ask questions to find out how your patrons and your partners should learn about your library and add that information to your reports. And lastly, there's an observational feedback. We keep an eye out for our brand in the community. Since 2022, we have given away 10,000 branded totes to patrons and 5,000 backpacks to students pre-K through 12th grade. While our primary goal is to provide school supplies to children in underserved populations, it's cool to catch a glimpse of our totes and backpacks everywhere. We want our fan base to show their pride at being a part of our library family.
Here you go, one brand muffin.
Oh, thanks. I really didn't want this.
Well, that's not what Lisbon said.
I'll save you for later. We live in a data-driven world. You need to build simple and robust processes to collect data and then use that data to justify your budget, expansion, and staffing for outreach. Share your post reports to create a feedback loop for staff and leadership. You can tie in QR code responses, surveys, and signups for library cards and programming into your files. I know this seems like busy work that doesn't lead into anything worthwhile, but things like QR codes allow us to track resources our patrons use and understand how our messaging works in guiding people to what we want them to use. Simple technology can help you better understand how your community uses your library. Bookmobile and outreach staff are the eyes and ears of the library, which is why we need them to communicate what they learn. A library that only caters to people who come into our building only supports its super users and misses countless opportunities to support the rest of the community. Outreach is key to finding gaps in service. Plus, while everyone likes a good story about the hard work you do, they also like a handful of really good stats. The more professional you are in managing and promoting your data, the more likely you are to get dollars. Accessibility is another place for your library to shine. Being ADA compliant takes work, but it creates accessibility for your patrons. Our goal is to expand access. Therefore, anything we can do to make it easier for our patrons to process information will pay off. Maintaining ADA compliance is a constant balance, so the goal is to keep trying and always look for the best practices to serve everyone in the community. We'll have some links for you to check out. Set guidelines for easy-to-read fonts on flyers and signage, use high contrast colors and visual designs, and provide alt text on digital assets. The effective brand marketing creates a welcoming feeling. It makes sense that materials we display invites people in, regardless of how they process information. The same thinking goes for public events. While creating an inclusive and physical space is what libraries do, it's helpful to use simple, clear language in your signage and staff talking points, and develop sensory-friendly options. Accessibility is another form of brand equity. A library that actively creates accessibility for everyone in the community is a library that actively builds trust, which means ADA compliance is a necessary, integral aspect of your welcoming brand.
Oh, brand. There's always more work than time, which is why Maro isn't in this scene. We never want to add work to anyone's plate. We want to increase impact while decreasing stress, and we do this by giving the best possible tools to our staff. We keep things portable and branded, traveling to an event, setting up, engaging with the public and community partners, and then packing everything up and returning to the library is an enormous amount of vital work. And we want everything to say, this is your library. From the tent to the flags, everything is designed to attract and inform. Everything needs to be easy to set up, break down, and store. Then we add branded apparel. Our outreach staff are the best at keeping their look on brand. They help us by giving us design ideas, and we work with them to find out what they need to be successful, which is why we have quality t-shirts, baseball hats, and water bottles. We also have seasonal apparel, winter hats, scarves, jackets, gloves, all functional and all branded. And at times, we provide talking points. Ideally, outreach staff should be able to speak accurately about the entire library system. But for specific topics, we prepare useful information. These talking points help tackle complicated topics, like our book sanctuary status. Plus, they contain contact information for directing patrons to our administration. We work with outreach staff to print evergreen flyers about our various resources. This is cost-effective to buy in bulk, which you can only do with evergreen information. The same cost-benefit exists for purchasing branded swag and materials. Since Bookmobile and outreach staff are almost always public-facing, it is essential that they keep focused on how their performance reflects the brand. The image you present, plus your consistent messaging, equal the library brand. And it's important that staff learn that it's not just the marketing people who create the positive image of the library. Everyone in the library contributes. Your customer service, your conversations, your partnerships, your body language, all contribute to how the public view the library. Even if you don't believe it, the community is always watching the library.
Bigfoot!
I'll be there in a minute.
Good, because I'm almost done with the brand marketing section.
Brand marketing? Why are we talking about that?
Brand, B-R-A-N-D. Anyway, I'll do the takeaways while you get ready.
Woo!
Okay, it really is like that around here, every day. But I thank you for your attention. Here are my last thoughts about the value of brand marketing for bookmobiles and outreach services. Outreach without branding is invisible. Branding without outreach is stagnant. You have to do the work to put these two pieces in place so that your professional efforts support your professional image. Increased engagement is the bottom line when it comes to being faithful stewards of public funds. You want more people to take advantage of what your library offers. Good branding makes it easier to have larger impact with less stress. Plus, it just makes it much more exciting when the community embraces your work. A strong, consistent brand turns everyday engagement into lasting relationships. Remember, you're building a fan base, a vast, diverse fan base. A fan base that will identify itself under your brand, your logo, and your colors. Each patron will use the library differently, but each one is a fan, which is why every touch point that a patron interacts with, the flyer, the tent, a social post, the chat with your staff at an event, the design of a shirt, the font on a website, reinforces your library's identity and your promise to the community. So take the time to make your library visible and make your library memorable.
Hello and welcome back to our program. Herodotus tells us that mascots have a long and complicated history, but we don't have time for that. We're here to talk about how to create a mascot and plug it into your outreach. Mascots are more than just some poor soul trapped in a hot suit succumbing to heat exhaustion while high-fiving screaming kids, I think. That said, there are many ways to use a mascot to spotlight your library. Hopefully we can give you some new ideas. Hop on any marketing website and you'll find someone discussing the advantages of using a mascot. Everyone from Forbes magazine to Carlitos, our security guard, has an opinion. And we felt the data supported trying a mascot as part of our new branding effort. As a new department, leading the library out of the pandemic, our biggest problem was how to improve our visibility. The library was simply underutilized. Consequently, the library had difficulty increasing funding, keeping staff at an adequate level, and delivering meaningful service to our community. Going back to brand marketing, we needed our residents to see the library everywhere so they understood it exists for them. We also wanted a mascot to give us a universal voice for the library, to be able to speak intelligently about any library-related topic. Additionally, it would be a voice that would fit our brand, conversational and professional, knowledgeable and friendly. We used our Heart of the City campaign to bring Bigfoot to life. Our new director, Terry B. Hill, gave us the green light, and to Terry's credit, he supported our department and professional creativity. We treated our mascot project like any marketing project. We brainstormed ideas, discussed the strengths and weaknesses of each, until we landed on a character that might deliver the biggest bang for the least pushback. Because if you do anything at a library, no matter how well you do it, someone is going to complain. And in the end, we designed an odd, eye-catching mascot who was physically large enough to draw a lot of attention, because, Bigfoot's really hard to miss. And this would be a good time to say we put a lot of thought into who our mascot was for. From day one, we explained to leadership that Bigfoot wasn't just a gimmick for children's programming. Bigfoot was going to work on a lot of levels. The average age of a resident in Jersey City is 36. The average age of an active card user in our library system is 36. The average age of a follower on our social media is 36. Which means the biggest target for our brand marketing is our 36-year-olds. JC Bigfoot needed to appeal to young and old alike. And JC Bigfoot attends as many adult events as children events. It took some time for our staff to understand JC's appeal to adults, but now Bigfoot is frequently requested to support adult events and programs. To keep things simple, we like to break down mascot fun to 3 categories: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. These reflect the amount of effort and resources needed to create and sustain them. They aren't steps to do in order. Your needs, your talents, and your resources determine what you can do. With our budget and talents, we started all 3 levels at the same time. The beginner category is the world of 2-dimensional characters, the comic and the cartoon. Every library has print assets: flyers, posters, newsletters, bookmarks, brochures, stickers, social media posts, vehicle wraps, etc. Which means you have space for branding. And if you can put your logo on something, you can put your mascot on it. One of our first assets was our Bigfoot tattoo, which we give away when JC Bigfoot is out and about. The tattoos open a world of ideas, plus kids love them and adults love them. Outreach asked us to create coloring sheets. It does not get any easier than a good coloring sheet. We produce images for specific events, as well as seasonal and evergreen images. These images are 8.5 by 11, black and white cartoons, drawn on an iPad and edited in Canva, then printed from a copier. They are quick and easy to produce and can be adapted for staff needs. Slap on a logo and you're good to go. Our outreach staff and youth service staff launched our first system-wide 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten challenge. They wanted a Bigfoot theme, so Bigfoot popped up on various assets. The stickers turned out really well. I'm a big fan of seeing Bigfoot stuck all over the place. Outreach staff frequently include sticker sheets to spice up the new library card packets they deliver to students. The intermediate category is when the mascot becomes 3-dimensional. This is what people think of as mascot nonsense. This costs more, and this takes time to design and produce, and odds are will involve outsourcing for manufacturing. Our fuzzy suit JC Bigfoot attends events around the city. We average 20 large-scale events per year. Bigfoot is seen by tens of thousands of people. JC Bigfoot also pops up at dozens of small events each year supporting our programming staff. This makes JC a cornerstone of our social media because people love to have their picture taken with Bigfoot. Or dance in the street, as JC did with our U.S. Senator, the Honorable Cory Booker, at the JC Pride celebration. Working with our development department, we had 1,500 JC Bigfoot plushies made. These are exchanged for donations at fundraising events or VIP gifts for swag bags. These little fuzzies were a pricey purchase, but people like them, and when they pop up on social media, we get more attention. On to the advanced category. Taking your mascot to the advanced level requires more technology and more time spent in pre-production, creating a high-quality product. We brought JC Bigfoot to the library, and we wanted our mascot to interact with as many people in as many ways possible, which means finding the best way to use each version of JC Bigfoot. Our advanced mascot strategy is two-pronged: a long-running webcomic on Instagram and high-definition videos. Fuzzy Suit JC Bigfoot is wonderful for attracting attention at events. It's all hugs and high fives, which is why we have the suit in the first place. But Fuzzy Suit JC Bigfoot doesn't talk, so JC's handlers deliver library messaging, which is great, but it isn't JC Bigfoot speaking. We knew this would be an issue, so we launched our webcomic on Instagram so that JC Bigfoot could talk about any library-related topic. Since 2022, JC's mused about topics from working in a book sanctuary, what weeding is, to finding the perfect winter hat. We have hundreds of dedicated fans and a few intense super fans, and 100,000 views for our 250 plus Bigfoot comics. Each one, regardless of how silly, is posted with accurate library information, messaging, or a call to action. The comic is great for social media, but it's still a one-sided conversation, which is why we invested in Puppet JC Bigfoot. With a puppet, our mascot speaks to people in real time. But there are limitations. Our puppets are beautiful, but fragile. They're designed for high-definition video. Using them requires a high degree of planning and training, since they are valuable visual assets. But the impact of our JC Bigfoot puppet videos far exceeds the effort of their production. Puppet JC Bigfoot holds the record for the most views on our social media, and we lovingly blame our outreach staff for bringing Puppet JC Bigfoot to life. Here's a quick story of how our outreach staff greatly expanded Bigfoot's role and presence in our public schools. Our library didn't have a relationship with the public school system. In 2021, our outreach coordinator, Mandy Decker, recognized the need for that connection and worked hard to build a relationship. Her efforts opened the door for one of our librarians, Kate Davis, to interact with school board members and educators. This led to a long-running, Zoom-based Fun Fridays series, where the library hosted organizations from across the country to educate and entertain elementary classrooms. It was a great success. As the pandemic waned, as things returned to normal, Fun Fridays lost most of its audience. Not wanting to lose this communication channel, speaking directly to students and teachers, we rebooted the series, but this time with pre-made video introductions using our puppets to catch the children's attention. By bringing our brand and our mascot to this project, we regrew the audience, increasing attendance by 40% in one school year and delivering high-quality STEAM and library messaging to 2,000 students per month. It was the foundational work of our outreach staff that allowed us to take our mascots to a whole new level. All right, let's talk data.
Finally.
Orestes, have you been waiting for me to say data?
Yes. See, I'm almost out of snacks.
Okay.
You can have this bran muffin. There's a bite out of it.
Thanks, I think.
Hit me with some knowledge.
Okay, sure thing. Data is just information collected and organized so it can be used to understand something.
What do you want to measure? How can you measure it? How do you get all that information?
How do you organize it? How often do you collect it? Where do you store it? What are the biases in your measurements? Who is going to use it? And how do you explain your data to your staff, library board, or community?
That's so many questions. We'll need more muffins. Keep talking. I'll listen.
Got it. When it comes to your mascot data, you track where your mascot is and measure what you can depending on the situation. For the fuzzy suit JC Bigfoot, we have a spreadsheet for our events. Our outreach staff tracks the number of interactions at our table using an app or clicker, and we track the time in the suit and the number of handlers. We use this information to turn staff time into dollars spent to create engagement. This determines the value of an event and aids in future planning. While our goal is to have JC Bigfoot at all the large events, we also want Bigfoot at small events that are good returns on investment. We're always grabbing any quotes or particularly striking interactions, plus photos, photos, photos. JC Bigfoot always has a handler or two. They help people interact with their 7-foot-tall furry friend who has a big love for big libraries. While helping JC navigate, they start conversations. Are you having fun? Do you like books? Do you like movies? Do you like music? Do you like free stuff? Do you need a hug or a high five? Do you have a library card? Which library do you go to? The idea is to create a connection between a memorable mascot experience and resources at the library. Again, branding the library in a fun way. Collecting data for the comic and puppet Bigfoot is easier. Data comes in heaps, which means we have to choose the best metrics to achieve our goals. Our webcomic runs on Instagram. Every post has analytics. Views, impressions, and interactions are baseline. We also interact with our patrons to learn about, our mascot fans. They include politicians, hedge fund managers, doctors, artists, teachers, teens, actors, community partners, pets, you name it, we got it. For our puppet videos, we track the standard data of views and engagement. These are the flashy numbers that administrators like because they show the reach of content. Views and impressions are handy for calculating a rough earned media value. The idea being that each post, if monetized in the private sector, would create a dollar value. Basically, every platform has a rough dollar value for 1,000 views. For 2025, we're using Instagram at $75, TikTok at $35, Facebook at $20, YouTube at $20. So this video landed 23,000 views, which translates roughly to $1,275 of media value for a single post for our library. You track that for every post and you begin to understand the value of your efforts. Being able to speak intelligently about the dollar value impact of your work goes a long way when you're looking for funding or preparing your budget. We track viewer retention, the number that tells us how long viewers literally watch a video. This is key in developing content that functions on a given platform and lands with an intended audience. If you make something people don't want and deliver it to the wrong audience, you shouldn't be surprised when they don't watch it. While platforms seem the same, they're always evolving. You need to know what your followers respond to. Our Instagram followers are into videos. Our Reddit audience wants flyers. Our Facebook people are looking for photos. And our TikTok viewers want human interest content. What works on one platform may not work on another. Cross-posting everything you create might not be the best move for growing a loyal following. It's essential that we track our production time and staff time so we can estimate the time and cost for a complete project. This is vital as we justify the effort and resources we put into our current mascot work and how we plan for future projects. For instance, making high-quality videos takes more time and costs more money than the average library staff member would imagine, because often they only see the part they play in the process or just the finished product. It can take hours of work to create a single minute of video. The higher you set the bar, the more effort it takes. Lastly, we send an end-of-year survey to educators who use our Fun Friday content. We need to find out what works and what doesn't, and tailor future content to meet their educational needs. Happy little...
Hey JC, what are you doing?
Ooh, trying my hand at painting. Painting is my nemesis.
That sounds rough, but it really looks good. What do you call it?
Humanity's empathy toward humanity. Serenade in blue on a Thursday, possibly at night, with a bran muffin.
I see. I do like it. I like the blue.
Ooh, thanks, Maro. Here, give it a whirl.
Wait, Wait, where are you going?
Ooh, I'm off to find painting programs at the library to learn more. Woo!
Okay. I guess we're at the talent portion of the presentation. Let's talk about finding ways to use your mascot to deliver professional development. Whether your mascot is a suit, a cartoon, a puppet, or something else entirely, you can find talented people on staff to join you in the fun. It takes a village.
We've all seen this at an event. We're looking for more like this. That means finding people who want to perform in public. Libraries are full of people with performance backgrounds like theater or bands, which means you probably have someone who would thrive when they're the center of attention. You just need to find them.
We're also looking for people who enjoy writing, drawing, songwriting, filming, editing, puppetry, sewing, researching, rapping, etc. Any talent that can be turned into something useful to enhance your mascot. We work with staff and their managers so that everyone understands their responsibilities. Who wouldn't like to spend time on the clock bringing their passions to life to benefit the library and the community? We love giving people the chance to challenge themselves.
I come from children's book writing and illustration. It was easy for me to roll out a webcomic. Our outreach coordinator was a puppeteer. Now she delivers our puppet magic. Our youth coordinator sings, so that's how he ended up writing our songs. Our visual designer liked editing videos. Now she's our video editor. Our former chief of staff was an actor, and now he's the voice of a red bird puppet.
Good leadership looks for ways to give staff opportunities for professional growth. We found our mascot productions are helpful in discovering passions that improve our library's image and our staff morale.
Okay, everybody, it's time to wrap this webinar up. Woo!
We launched JC Bigfoot on the 4th of July, 2022. Our goal was to give the city a fun, positive, if slightly unhinged reason to talk about the library. It took 6 months of planning and design to roll out the fuzzy suit and a comic JC Bigfoot. It took another year to develop Puppet JC Bigfoot. The attention we received surpassed our expectations and continues to grow. The support we get from the Bookmobile and outreach staff has been essential to our success. Mascots and outreach take the library into the community, which is the best move any library can make. Our fuzzy friend, our comic friend, our puppet friend would not be half as successful without the constant support and talent of our library staff. Thanks for your time, and good luck growing your library in the community.